Today, I want to share my experience at Masquerade, the new immersive interpretation of Phantom of the Opera in New York City. I went to one of the preview performances in early August, and I went in completely blind. The marketing was super secretive and cryptic, so I had no idea what to expect. And honestly, I was both nervous and excited because the ticket was a little bit expensive. Now, this isn't sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I paid for my own ticket with my own money, and I wanted to give you an honest breakdown so you know exactly what you're going in for. Spoiler warning, I'm gonna be sharing some details about the production, so if you'd rather walk in and be 100% surprised, stop now. Let's start with the price. I paid $242 for one ticket for a Saturday night 21 plus performance. It's a little pricey. A lot of people on Reddit were commenting on that. And I thought so too initially. But when I think about my biggest immersive theater reference, which up till that point was Sleep No More, I remember those tickets were close to $200 years ago. So when you account for inflation and when you consider how intimate and interactive the Masquerade show can be, I think the ticket price, it makes sense. I'd love to see affordable options such as a lottery or a rush. But in the meantime, if you're a Phantom fan and you love immersive theater, this might be one worth considering. Let's talk about the venue. So the address is 218 West 57th Street in Midtown. This was formerly known as the Society House of Civil Engineers. It's a 4-level space, but I counted 3 main levels across which the action takes place, which takes us into dress code. They are kind of strict for this one. For the performance I attended, we were required to wear either formal or cocktail attire in black, white, or silver. And obviously, it's New York City, so 90% of the people there were in all black, myself included. Masquerade masks are required, so you can either bring one if you have one, you can buy one, which I did not feel like doing since I already spent $242 on the ticket alone. Or you can just wait till you show up and they'll give you a complimentary one, which you can use with glasses. You can use your protective mask with it as well. And honestly, it's pretty cute. It's black, it's lacy, it's comfortable. It's a little bit thin, but I feel like it's sturdy enough so you could re-wear it in the future if you choose to, maybe for Halloween. Let's talk about footwear. You're gonna be standing for almost 2 hours. A little bit longer if you take into consideration the check-in and potentially hanging out at the lounge at the end. And you're gonna be walking a lot. You could wear heels if you really wanted to, but they are really not recommended, and stilettos are straight up not allowed in the venue. I wore mules because, I was wearing a nice formal outfit, but a lot of people were in sneakers, so you could totally get away with that. Let's talk about the entrance a little bit because it's a whole experience. There are no physical or digital tickets for Masquerade. The day before, you will get an email with a password that you need to present at the entrance. At the door, they're gonna check for your name, they're gonna scan your ID, and then you have to tell the password to the bouncer to be let into the space, which is just a theatrical ploy, but I think it's fun. It kind of makes you feel like you're really going into this underground experience. Now, here's something super important. Don't get scammed. The website for Masquerade straight up says that resale tickets are not allowed. And if you buy from a reseller, you will be denied entry. So if you're purchasing tickets, make sure to do so from the official website, masqueradenyc.com. When you're walking in, you're given a sticker to conceal your phone. It's this one right here. This reminded me of Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. It's kind of a similar vibe. No photography or video is allowed during the performance. My recommendation is keep it respectful. If you want to take photos or videos, do so during the entrance or at the end. There is a little bar and lounge area that you can hang out in and you can take photos there. So just wait. God damn it. Runtime. My show was slated to start at 7 p.m. I was back out on the street at 9:13 p.m. So let's say the runtime is about 2 hours and 10 minutes. This does not count the check-in time. They tell you to arrive 15 minutes before your performance so that you can stand in line, get the mask, get checked in, all of that stuff. And this also does not account for any time spent in the lounge at the end. Wait, hold up. I forgot to talk about the bathroom situation, which is really important. So I'm just gonna add it in here. And after you walk into the space, you're gonna be able to coat check a bag or a coat. They're also gonna ask you if you need to use the restroom. If you feel like you may need to in the next 2 hours, just go. Because once you're in, you can't really get out without missing major parts of the show. Let's talk about the story. If you're familiar with Sleep No More, I would say have different expectations. Unlike Sleep No More, which is abstract and interpretive, Masquerade is very straightforward. It's Phantom of the Opera, like the full thing. You get the whole story. It's just told around you as you move through the building. There's dialogue, there's live singing, and there's a guided flow from scene to scene. I'm pretty sure that the music is pre-recorded, but the live vocals are very strong. Let's go back to Sleep No More for a minute. Sleep No More was completely open world theater. You could wander around, you can snoop in the drawers, you could follow the actors that were looping through different scenes throughout the show, and Masquerade is way more structured. Everyone is gonna see the same story at the same time. At first, I was a little bit bummed by this because, girl, I was ready to be running around the space and to be stumbling upon all these scenes. I really wanted to get that choose your own adventure experience, but as I enjoyed the show, I realized this is a good option because it means that you don't risk missing any key moments, unlike in Sleep No More. So everyone is gonna get the full Phantom arc. And now, tone-wise, some parts were a little bit creepy. I'm thinking of a specific section that straight up feels like a haunted mansion. Like, I wasn't 100% sure that something wasn't gonna pop out of that corner over there because it was like dark and it was a little creepy. Don't worry, none of that happens. It's spooky, but it's not scary, or it can be a little bit spooky, but it's never straight up scary. And I think this is a perfect activity for Halloween season, if you're interested. Let's talk about casting because it works a little bit differently than other shows. To understand this, you need to know that the performances are staggered every 15 minutes. So my Phantom and my Christine weren't the same Phantom and the same Christine as the group that entered 15 minutes behind me. The show doesn't really revolve around star casting, unlike a lot of shows that we're seeing right now. It's about the experience. My Christine and my Phantom were excellent. Raul had a little bit of a weaker voice and he kept getting drowned out by the other performers, but he was still a good singer, and I don't think that that was enough for me to want my money back, personally. Let's talk about alcohol because it can be part of the experience. If you go to a 21 plus show, you're gonna be greeted with a glass of champagne. You can also choose to have the non-alcoholic beverage. And midway through the show, there's another scene where one of the characters walks around offering mixed bourbon shots, which you can take or leave, but it's fun. It's cute. It kind of goes along with the vibe, you know? After the final scene, you are gonna get guided to the hangout space, which is a themed, very moody, very phantom-y lounge with a bar where you can purchase drinks, and they also have the merch table. The merch table is exactly what you would expect at a Broadway show. They're gonna have t-shirts, they're gonna have hats, keychains, magnets. I think the shirts were going for $40, so you know what to expect. Personally, I didn't like anything, but a ton of people were lining up to buy their merch. Let's talk about accessibility because this is the type of show that could feel very restrictive. One of the guests in my group was in a wheelchair and she was being guided to alternative viewing spots throughout the show, which is good that they have that option. She had a clear view the whole time. She didn't miss a thing from what I could tell. Obviously, I can't speak for her experience, but just know that that's an option. I don't really know what they have to offer for vision and hearing accommodations, but they do have a dedicated email address that you can contact, so I recommend checking in with them before booking. So my final thoughts are, if you love immersive theater, especially if you're a Phantom fan, you'll probably love Masquerade. It's elegant, it's intimate, it's a little underground, a little spooky without being scary, and it's beautifully staged. Yes, it is a little bit expensive, but if you can budget for it, it's worth it.